In March 2013, Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of the Pikmin series, announced Nintendo is making a cartoon based on Pikmin. The idea for these cartoons came around when Miyamoto was trying to get more like the Pikmin characters. If the idea were to flourish, Nintendo would do cartoons with other franchises as well. Miyamoto stated that they considered doing something like this for Nintendo's characters many times in the past, but avoided it because of the difference between an interactive game and a film. A film also requires much more setting in stone about characters, and, well, that could be limiting for the company when it comes to future games. However, with Pikmin, they're very small inside the game, and the players can't see them without zooming in close. So we thought, shorts might be good for the Pikmin series, as it allowed to be more focused on the actual Pikmin. In September of 2014, Miyamoto announced that 3 short anime movies would be shown at the Tokyo International Film Festival, which would happen from October 25th to October 31st. These short movies were titled The Night Juicer, Treasure in the Bottle, and Occupational Hazard. On October 25th, 2014, the movies premiered at the Tokyo Film Festival. After the shorts presented, Shigeru Miyamoto and Swan Chairman Nobuo Kawaki had a press conference and revealed more info on the shorts. The two said such things as the shorts will soon become to an eShop. They also announced that the shorts were storyboarded using Flipnote Video 3D. Each film was originally planned to be 10 minutes long, but they ended up scrapping the idea and made some slightly longer and some slightly shorter. On November 5th, 2014, Nintendo released the Pikmin shorts both for the 3DS and Wii U. The 3DS version featured 3D elements to it, while the Wii U version was in HD. Some weeks after the announcement of Pikmin 3 Deluxe, the Pikmin short movies were announced to be delisted off Nintendo 3DS and Wii U eShops, meaning users could no longer purchase the shorts. Although users who previously purchased them still have sound access, instead the videos would be uploaded to YouTube on all of Nintendo's regional channels. This move happened on October 8th, 2020. The YouTube uploads can be fully enjoyed by everyone, but do not come with the buzzing content that came with the eShop versions, and come without Stop 3 support, unlike the Nintendo 3DS versions. First up is The Night Juicer. Short begins with a bunch of Pikmins coming out of various hiding places, such as a faucet, which is clever as the blue Pikmin whose amount of waters come out of it, and a couple of yellow minor shoe, who are gathering up under the Pikmin logo with an W instead of M before they all move around to fix it. As we get to the short proper, we see Omar standing next to a blender full of some fierce red liquid, bending a scary tone. As the 3 Pikmin, a blue and a yellow one, see Omar take a drink. They notice what they believe to be a chopped up Pikmin and become scared of Omar as he turns around with a red-filled grin. The threatening music that begins to play as Omar slowly walks toward the Pikmin serves to highlight the fear that the Pikmin are feeling before revealing that only a picnic carrot that they saw, which single-eye viewer could notice on a second replay. And I short was definitely carries a kind of more horror-filled term than other shorts, is still relatively lighthearted and full of Easter eggs, as you can see the board attaches Easter eggs to all 3 games. Pikmin 2, cover art, as well as Smash Bros art on it. The next short is Treasure in a Bottle. You remember that of red Pikmin chasing a butterfly, jumping up, trying to catch it, feeling as it dodges out of the way. The red Pikmin then comes across a glass bottle and becomes interested in the reflection. When the butterfly passes by again, it notices a blue bubble stuck at the neck of the bottle. She would climb the blade of glass in order to get inside the water fountain bottle. After failing to get the marble out of the bottle due to the hole being too small, the Pikmin falls down to the rest of the way to the bottom. It becomes stuck. A yellow, a blue, and later different red Pikmin go across it and laugh at its predicament. The three of them try to think up a solution, and when each of them was an idea, the leaf becomes a flower. The first one, the blue Pikmin, comes up with the idea to fill it with water so the red one can swim out, forgetting that only blue Pikmins can swim. Once this idea is rejected, his flower becomes a leaf again. The other Pikmin gets the idea to try to build a bomb up. So, he goes a bird walk and brings it over and ability that only existed in the first Pikmin game in 2002. This caused the bottom of the launch into the air and spin to the sky, temporarily freeing the Pikmin. Now sadly he landed back inside the bottle. When the three of them see a chain of blue Pikmin holding a butterfly, they get an idea to form a chain to get the red one out, with the strong purple Pikmin acting as an anchor in order to pull them all out. Unable to get from the bottle, all the Pikmin carry the entire bottle off as the red one sits on top of it. This one was an interesting take on it, and also raises questions of why are Pikmin interested in shining objects. While this short most likely takes place after 2, in my opinion, will raise multiple questions and possibly almost insistence of having Pikmin gather treasure could have caused Pikmin to develop a need to catch treasure, as they'd have no idea what that. Finally, there's occupational hazard, the longest of the shorts. The short begins with a nut unscrewing itself before red and blue Pikmin pop out of the hole it came out of. We then see a couple blue Pikmin unscrewing the screws using these screwdrivers. We see various shenanigans as Pikmin gather nuts and bolts, and eventually pan to Olimar, who is directing Pikmin atop an excavator, having then used a seesaw-like mechanism to launch Pikmin up the excavator into the treasure, while sending Pikmin back down to grab more treasure. After a purple Pikmin fails to get launched, a white Pikmin beside it in the line decides to take its place, only to be launched far, far away by 2 purple Pikmin coming down. We come to inside the excavator to find 2 yellow Pikmin playing with electricity and making music. The blue Pikmin touches one of them and directs them diving the first step in these shorts. A few Pikmin travel through pipes, one of which coming out a green pipe that spits out coins looking like Mario, doing a Mario jump when it comes down. In the pile of pipes, one of the pipes is actually a fiery blowhog. The blue and yellow Pikmin run off while the reds try to fight it. And while the blue Pikmin does get up out of flames, it does not burn up instead. They escape out to the mud where the fiery blowhog becomes clogged up with mud. When a red, blue, and yellow Pikmin are unable to nut, a white Pikmin uses its acid spit to get nut unstuck. The spit causes the entire nut to disintegrate. Returning to the Pikmin by the mud, a yellow Pikmin uses something shiny, following a path that golden screws into a cave to come across the bulb and wakes it up. As the bulb exits his cave, the Pikmin began to run away to go. Kicks just 2 Pikmin, but they escape through the snow so they can't attack its eyes. A few Pikmin used a glove to hypnotize the Bobo before it raises the Pikmin killing it. The Bobo then chases into a turtle and begins to play a game of racket. Llama notices that it's Leon and calls them from the top of the excavator. The Bobo catches it and sends the Pikmin, leading to the second destinations. It then catches a wet Pikmin and spins its stem out, leading to the death. You cut to a bunch of young Pikmin making a music as electricity throws them, accidentally completing a circuit that caused the excavator to start, lifting the Pikmin and Bobo into the air. Bobo falls from near the top of the excavator until one of the levers causing the circuit to hit them, as the Pikmin and Bobo. All the Pikmin bloom and safely float down, while the Bobo falls to its doom and dies. A bunch of Pikmin then ravage its corpse, leaving it to be blown out due to other comments they caused. Once the excavator collapses, it explodes 2 Pikmin fall down to 1 quadrillion 7 Pokos, which the 7 mostly recounts from the Bobo based on Pikmin 2, which is have to be 37 billion times the total amount of treasures in Pikmin 2. The white Pikmin from earlier land at the end screen, showing that indeed survived the journey. And that was all 3 Pikmin shorts. Each of them really get the Pikmin's idea, and also raises most questions about the economy, value of items. And actually, the first short discussion of Gallon was like, is that on Pikmin World or was that on Homer's World? And also his question of pick carrots and the connection of Pikmin. Second short, the discussion of how armor affected Pikmin thought process. The location of the butterfly is something that most likely came from Pikmin 1, as Pikmin became more hunting, and I could have used its own population themselves, using their knowledge. Pikmin 2 has Pikmin that, well, the short treasure bottle has Pikmin going after shiny items for no reason. The third short occupation has it. The rest is the question of what the Pikmin are doing, as besides a few references and Pikmin, like yellow Pikmin making music when electricity flows to them, which is interesting. There's not questions. I have the end question of Pikmin's economy and whether inflation, valuation, and well, Armor technically could control the output of items from what we're going to do to the Earth, the physical Earth, but if someone had that much money, they would be, well, so kind of, even if it's only 100 Pokos as a star, actually, yeah, 200 quadrillion Pokos would most likely destroy. That's assuming the Poko is a single Poko is the standard dollar for their economy. Now it's not comparing what a single dollar thing, but rather is Poko a dollar or smaller amounts. And I go to that 100 Pokos is about the salary, but once in a year. So, but we only know about the Poké amount. We have no clue if, since $100 is not, you don't know if there's quarter Pokés or any other lesser element. It isn't just a Poké, so we can't draw any conclusions about the value of the Poké in Earth. Although, yes, 1 quadrillion Pokés would be bad and cause much chaos to the economy. But I digress. The shorts, fun, keep you in more context of the world, but possibly non-canon, depending on 3, since in 3 almost there to get my device shipped back. And I feel as though, at least in my opinion, that quadrillion Pogo should have been enough. Unless it got brought back too much at once, which dramatically lowered the value of all the treasury you bought. Or tried to sling it too much at once. Again, lowering the value of the treasury you bought. Since a lot of it, most likely was repeats. But see you in Pikmin 3, where we'll see if we can solve that mystery.